And here we will get things going again in New York by night. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, boys and girls. Welcome, good sirs and madams. Welcome to the dark world of New York. Welcome to the dark world of the Bronx. Where, well, around 10 o'clock at night, with the lights dimming quickly, sun fading out, stars slowly starting to appear on the night sky, we will find ourselves in the Bronx, not too far from Fordham University. We will find ourselves facing a, well, familiar, familiar place, familiar face. We will see Mr. Jacob Demore making his way home after a tiresome day of lots of annoying students and long hours and doing overtime because he still had to finish those tests, and they were already he was already late with them, so the students really deserve this. And he decided to put in the extra effort to make that extra hours, eating at the university and working until, well, half an hour ago, as he slowly starts packing up his bags and gets his books in there and walks towards the car, which is parked inconveniently enough quite some distance from Fordham. There was an accident earlier on during the day in front of the university, and he couldn't park his car because, well, of course, all the ambulances and everything had to
Mm.
be able to use to use the roads there. So car park was closed off. So he had to actually walk um, into the surrounding blocks of the city to find a suitable place to park his car, and now he has to make that entire way back, which first leads to through a park where trees slowly starts to um, show the spring green and thing coming to life again after the winter. And you can hear some students who are making their way back to the dormitories as they're talking and laughing, and there are quite a few groups around. And then he starts to come into after he walks out of the park, he starts to come into the more silent areas. There are not a lot of people around anymore. There are still a lot of houses that have the lights on, but there's not much out on the streets at that point. Um, in front of you, well, now let's first cut to Jacob. Jacob, what are you thinking? What's going through your mind as you're taking your long walk
Yeah.
towards the car?
Well, I'm assuming that this is following following last night's events
Hmm.
with the like the Rev and Millie and stuff like that. So his mind is on that a bit, and then also on like the curriculum he's planning on for next semester. So it's a bit of a different different things here and there. As he's making his way through the park.
Hmm. I think that is your internet connection there. Can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I lowered my bandwidth. Maybe it was my internet connection. It might be very well. So anyway,
Yeah. Okay. Good.
um, let me tune it up a little so you can actually see what I'm doing. Yeah. As you walk and ponder everything that happened during the day and the previous night, there is a figure walking in front of you. He is obviously drunk, swaying from all going like swaggering. That was the word I was looking
Yeah.
for. Back and forth across the pavement, even sometimes not able to stand on the pavement and continuing on the streets. And he's walking faster than you, so you're kind of losing sight of him slowly as he just takes a turn to the left where he's going into an alleyway. You can actually hear, if you would really mind it, you could hear him puke. Um, and Finally, you can hear him. After he stopped vomiting, you can hear a woman's voice and
Uh,
him replying. And the conversation it's not really that interesting to you, probably, because you're not really, your mind is on a lot of different things, and definitely
yeah,
not that.
yeah, definitely, yeah.
So you kind of mindlessly wonder, maybe have some few remarks on drunken people shouldn't be out on the streets in your head. And as you walk past the alleyway, you will actually, and you're, oh my God, I can't English, it's too early. Terribly sorry, people, for the inconvenience. As you are like almost at the next turn, and you're about to turn right and leave everything behind because hey, you're almost at your car.
Mm.
You can hear a scream, woman screaming, coming from the
Uh,
alleyway you just passed.
at that scream, Jacob stops immediately and turns around and heads back because he can. I'm guessing that he can hear that it's not the giggle scream, but it's an actual "oh fuck,
Oh,
I'm
it's
in
an
trouble"
actual,
scream.
oh fuck, I'm in trouble scream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he heads back towards the alley as fast as he can.
Okay. As you do that, you can hear the sound of breaking glass, and you will hear the man laugh. You can hear a scream again. And as you come into the alleyway, you can see the guy uh, standing with his back towards you. The bottle that he was still holding in his hand is shattered in between you and him. And he is kneeling down. He's wrestling with someone. You can't see the actual face
Mm.
yet. You can actually hear the ripping of clothing as this guy is pressing his victim on the ground and starts tearing off clothes.
And I can't see her face, but I'm guessing that I can deduce that it's the same voice that the scream belonged to. So
Yeah, the guy is also shouting at her
yeah,
that parts you can't even make up because he's too fucking drunk. It's something like money, repaying for the drink that she broke, and stuff like that.
yeah. So I think that at first Jacob will just simply call out to him, "Hey, what are you doing? Stop this!"
The guy doesn't seem to be listening just now.
Uh, and knowing that he doesn't probably doesn't have the physical strength to overpower him, Jacob decides that stronger measures are needed. He takes a quick look around. Are there anyone in immediate vicinity that can see him?
Let me roll something for that quite fast, sir. Apart
Please
from
don't
the
dodge.
guy and the botch. Okay, botch. Um, there are let's see. There are a few people passing by. There are three people passing by. Two look at the sound of the screams, but they don't necessarily feel brave enough to
Do
get
anything.
mixed up. They know that this city is not a good city to walk around in, especially not when you're on your own, especially not when night starts to fall. They just want to get home and forget this ever happens. There's one person who is just walking by, has a headset on, and is clearly not even looking up.
Yeah. Okay. So Jacob decides that okay, who's gonna believe it anyway if one of these if one of these people say anything? So he will. Can I use a willpower point to ensure success?
Okay. Can you actually do that? I don't know. I don't know if we can do that, but sure.
Okay.
I think
Um.
it's just fate, but for now, it's fine. Just roll it. Roll the fate.
uh, okay, but that's one automatic success anyway because I
You
used
roll
the
your
willpower.
permanent fate.
My
So
permanent faith.
yeah,
Oh,
you,
okay, good.
you roll the. Don't worry.
Okay, okay. Then I'm not sure I want to use the willpower anyway. I thought it was just
No, no, it's always your permanent fate.
and I botched it. Stop it.
Right, you watch it. So you are shouting and you're trying to evoke your form and you freeze. You're not getting it off.
This did not turn out the way I expected. Okay. Um. Okay. Then I will have to.
Almost as if something is blocking you.
Yeah. Um. I don't carry the equipment. No, I only have my bus pass. That doesn't really help me at all. Don't carry my handgun. You know what? This looks like a punk ass kid, and I can't really do anything else but go at him. So I will you since I'm guessing he has his back to me, correct?
Oh yeah, it's not really. I mean, you said you shouted something towards him like "stop that," but
Yeah,
it probably either went lost in the screams of the woman or he's just ignoring you and he
yeah.
just.
So
It
instead
looks
of
like he's searching for through her wallet and through her purse at the moment, kind of sitting on top of her,
yeah.
not necessarily doing anything with her yet, but at the moment
Um
he's more interested in looking for her money than looking for something else.
yeah. Well, I'm going to take advantage of the fact that he's not even paying the slightest bit of attention to me, and going to go for his going to go for a chokehold on him. Like going up behind him and putting my arm around his neck and like squeezing him. I don't want to kill him, but I want him to get off her, and so I want
Okay,
to do that.
roll your strength brawl, sir.
That's five
Oh,
dice.
very well.
Uh, Jacob is actually the most combat character I've ever had. And when I saw that one, I thought I was gonna botch again. No, that's one success.
Actually, that too, because
Oh,
it's
okay, good. It's standard
well.
difficult.
Let's see, chokehold. You're grabbing it. No, I'm giving you two successes because he really is not paying any interest in you. He's drunk. You can even smell, especially with him, with the two of you being getting so close. You
Yeah.
can just smell that wall of alcohol that you're almost walking into as you put your arms around his neck. And this guy is as you do this, he's dropping the purse, and he is with three successes breaking it.
Oh, fuck it.
And you can
uh,
obviously see now that you're closer to this guy that it's definitely a street kid, addict probably, but not that addicted yet. It's he's still for a human. He seems to be quite strong. And he manages to break
a choke.
your choke. hold
Yeah.
over him. So he's breaking it, and now he has his attention on you as he is kind of staggering, or his plan is to stagger, to get up from the woman and start to attack you. But,
Yeah. But I still have one move before he's able to do that, right?
well, let's make it. This is into an initiative roll then.
Dex plus wits, as far as I recall. Right.
Um, you are. You don't need to count. No, you don't need to count anything. We're not gonna
Yeah.
go through that trouble. This
Yeah.
is the guy is trying to stand up, but is like still trying to actually focus on you as he is looking at you a little bit cross-eyed, like I don't know what the fuck you're doing. So yeah, you get the first action.
Yeah. Can I speak while I take my action?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. And then I'm going to and he's on his feet now, right?
No. You have the first
Okay.
action. He's still on
Okay.
top of
Good.
the woman.
Okay. Then I'm going to I need to immobilize him. I'm going to okay. I'm going to I'm going to push him off her. That should also be a strength brawl, right?
That's also a strength roll. Yes, sir.
1, 2, 3, 4 successes.
Very well.
Get
Um,
off her. Whoosh.
and he will use his, I think, strength athletics to see.
Shouldn't he have some penalties also because he's pissed?
I'm giving him the penalties already.
Yeah.
And yeah, he kind of falls, or at least you do push him. You push him away, and I'm gonna make a roll to see if he is actually falling, or if he is able to stand upright. Or at least, he's not going to
Yeah.
stand upright because you're pushing him from a sitting position, but if he's prone or not.
Yeah.
And he is prone.
Yeah. So does that mean that was that his turn?
Well, his turn he will spend trying to crawl back on his feet, and he's failing miserably. Actually, he's vomiting. No, his turn is spent in trying to get his feet underneath him and vomiting all over the place.
Can I see is the bottle he had in hand? Can I see the remnants of it anywhere?
Yes, I already said they were. They
Okay,
were
so
in between where you were standing and where he was fighting this
good.
woman who is kind of curled up in a fetus position now.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that then. But Jacob will take the bottle and hold it towards him and say, "Leave now."
Mm. The shards of the bottle are. Well, you can pick up one of the larger shards, sure.
Yeah.
Let's see if the guy is impressed. And I'm sorry, he's drunk. He is. He's not easily impressed.
Yeah, I bet his judgment is not really the best.
He is impressed, but it's not to a point where he's actually he's kind of looking at you, trying to focus on you, and he's like, "Dude, fuck off! Let me get the money. You bitch broke my bottle." As he's still trying to get up.
Yeah. Well, if he can, Jacob will then and he's still on his, so he's basically within kicking height, right?
Yeah.
So Jacob will kick him in the face, or at least attempt to.
Kick him in the face. Okay, that is a. Off the top of my head, that's a +3 difficulty because you want to hit a specific body part, which gives it a +2 difficulty. Plus kicking is a +1 to diff, but it also gives you a +2 on strength. So.
Okay, so then if I just want to kick him, and then leave it up to chance
It's
to.
+1.
Okay. Strength brawl, the same, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's one success as far as I can see.
Success, yes. Okay. Actually, it should be Dex Brawl, but never mind. Roll your strength +1.
Hmm, I'm pretty sure I have 3 strength. Yeah. Whoa, 4 successes.
Okay, and the guy soaks 1. Um, so you kick this guy in the ribs, and you can actually hear one of the ribs breaking as he doubles over, vomits again. Let's see, that's 3 damage that you gave the guy. He's drunk. Okay, on an 8 or no, on a 9 or a 10, he'll pass out. No, he won't pass
Okay.
out yet.
I just sat there getting worried that I might have killed him.
No.
Good.
Well, that would have been very weird, but no. Okay. So, yeah, once again, the guy is on the floor, gasping for breath, clutching his ribs, and vomiting again. The woman is, in the meanwhile, the woman is kind of crawling away a little bit into a corner, pressing herself against the wall,
Yeah.
putting her shirt back up, like it seemed to have ripped. Doesn't really look like he was trying to rip off the clothes, but the shirt really got teared off as he was grabbing her back.
Yeah. Jacob, like out of the corner of his eye, he does notice her, but at the moment his attention is focused on the guy. So he looks at him and says, "Leave now."
Okay, I'm gonna roll 2 dice now. Um, Maybe he wants to leave. You can't really tell because he's doubled over on the floor, grabbing his ribs, his rib cage.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like he's able to move at the moment.
Okay. Well, if Jacob notices that, then he also like knows that the immediate threat is over. So I'm I'm guessing that he carries his cell phone with him. So he will call I guess he will call 911
Mm-hmm.
and explain. And when he gets the operator, he explains who he is, where he is, and what has happened. That this woman was attacked and that the attacker is subdued at the moment.
Okay. They. Let's see. I keep rolling d10s for chance, but it works. Okay. They won't come rushing. The woman on the or the man on the other side, whoever is operating this
Yeah.
time, they don't sound very enthusiastic. They don't sound very but they say, yeah, we'll send a car around. We'll send a car around to get.
And while he oh god, I should have done that before. Okay. Wait, what are you rolling? Okay.
Oh, I'm rolling a d60, but we don't have a d60, so I'm rolling d20s to create a d60. Our combined are the time that that there will be a car arriving, but that's not for you to know because you can't tell the future.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Good. So I can't even actually see it because like it's blurry. So okay.
Good.
Good. So Jacob will move over to the girl and reach his hand down to help her on her feet if she wants to, and give her a reassuring reassuring look and say, it's over. He's not going to be a threat to you anymore.
The girl is she's looking at you. Wait, this is not the right picture. Why is this box? Why do I even have this picture on? This is not the right picture. Lol. No. What the fuck? That picture. That's better. Yeah, I'm using this picture.
Yeah.
She looks She looks nice. It's not very pretty, but well above average.
Yeah.
Um, her her dark brown hairs are kind of like in front of her face, and as she looks at you, you can see that she's weeping. Her first response to, well, you coming up close to her is she screams
Mm.
for a moment as you grab her because she wasn't looking at
Well,
anything.
I didn't grab her. I just
Okay.
reached my hand out toward for her to take and help her
Okay.
up.
Well, she just screams as she hears someone coming closer, but as there is no threat following, it's a small short scream.
Yeah.
And she looks up at you through her hairs and recognizing the fact that you're not that guy, and her eyes just
Yeah.
darts towards the guy, and she she's not necessarily taking your hands just yet, as she's just wiping the hairs from her face and
Mm.
trying to grab her the jacket. It's as I said, it's like the sleeve is off, and she's pulling it around her and
Yeah.
shivering as she presses herself against the wall still.
Jacob takes a step back to reassure her. Takes a step back from her and takes his arm back and says, "It's okay. I've called the police. They're coming, and that guy is not going to be a threat to you anymore." Um, by the way, I think that okay, the guy who attacked her is too busy trying to breathe at the moment to pay much attention to them, right?
Well, as you look around to inspect the guy, you can see that he is slowly starting to regain his bearing. It's going to take him 11 rounds, which basically means it's going to take him a few minutes.
Mm.
But it looks like he is getting up easier
Yeah,
or breathing easier, and then you can actually hear him curse a little underneath his breath.
yeah. Can I try to? And I don't know what the rules are about botching, but can I try again?
I think you can't when you actually botch, but I would need to
Okay,
look this up. But I think that means that you just can't do it for the scene. But let me
okay.
see if I can. What do we call this? Birds. Um, I'm just trying to actually find the. Is it actually in this book? Yeah, it should be in this book.
Mm.
I don't know. Apocalyptic form 170. Maybe it says something about that there. There we are. Let's see. Apocalyptic form. Um. Oh. Wow.
Oh fuck.
Yeah. I think you would really wish that I did not take the time to look this up.
How bad is
um.
it?
Declare which powers you want your character to invoke before making your faith roll. If she wants to manifest different or additional abilities later, she can, but another roll is required. There is no penalty for failing a faith roll, but if the character loses a point of faith if the roll
Oh
botches.
no.
So you didn't notice this because of all the
Yeah,
commotion that was going on, but now that you are focusing again on your surroundings, on the woman, and on
mm,
yourself, you feel that the uh, the faith that you still had restored in your, or that you had stored in your body, is slipping through your fingers as water.
oh no. Okay, so what does that mean for Jacob or for Marion?
Yeah. um, you know what? Let's cut this scene short because we will need to
Yeah,
look this up, and we can always start up a scene
yeah,
later on because I would really need to look this up. I
yeah,
don't want to ad lib this. I want to do this right.
yeah.
I can just give you a few things, but no. So, I guess you will wait with the woman
Yeah,
for the
for the police to show up.
police to show up. Let me see if the guy, in the meanwhile, well, the guy is
I'm
he's
going to make sure that the guy stays until the police comes up.
okay. How are you gonna do that? Because the guy is getting to his feet and a little to his senses. He seems to be less drunk because he puked out a lot.
Yeah,
And he is trying to make a run for it at the moment, or he's trying to scramble up, and it's going slowly. So if you want to intervene, that's possible.
yeah,
But what
I
are you
will.
exactly doing?
Well, before he gets to his feet, I will go over to him, and I won't like throw him to the ground enough to hurt him seriously, but I will push him to the ground and exert enough force that to keep him there, because I'm guessing that with a broken rib, he has a lot less strength than he used to have.
Hmm, give me a strength brawl roll. If you succeed, then you will be able to keep him down for the rest of the.
One, two, three, four successes,
Okay.
assuming standard difficulty, of course.
Yeah. And this guy is having three successes, so he's struggling. He's struggling. He's struggling. It's taking you quite an effort to keep him um, locked on the ground as the minutes pass by, and it takes you half an hour before the police finally arrives. And it's really strenuous to keep a struggling man on the ground for half an hour,
Yeah.
especially since you don't know. So after 20 minutes, I'm gonna have to ask you again to make a strength brawl roll. Or no,
Okay.
no, no, no. Give me a pure up stamina roll, and I will roll it with his stamina.
Stamina three.
Yeah, just to see if you can manage this.
One, two successes.
Okay,
One of them is a 10.
and he fails. So as
Okay.
the two of you are kind of struggling, you obviously have the upper hand, and the two of you are struggling on the ground. In the end, the guy is just exhausted, and his struggles kind of fade. And the last 10 minutes that you'll have to wait for the police, he's just lying there on the ground,
Yeah.
not really doing anything. You're keeping him there. The
Yeah.
woman is sitting in the corner, and she's just she has her eyes locked on you. She hasn't really spoken yet, except for a small thank you that's coming like when the guy ceases to struggle. She will finally say very softly, she'll thank you.
Mhm. Jacob will. Uh, if Jacob hears, he will say it was the least I could do,
Yeah, she'll nod and um,
and he will like once the guy stops struggling, he will. I'm always so close to saying Winston. Jacob will turn his head and say, "Don't worry," and say to the woman, "Don't worry, miss. The police will be here soon. Don't worry."
I'm not worrying. Just scared.
That's understandable. This guy was scary, but and then he gestures to him with his head. He's not so scary right now.
You can hear the guy kind of groaning and cursing very softly, but that's all he can do.
Yeah.
The woman, she smiles. It's not a really happy smile, but
No. Yeah.
And you can hear you can hear police cars stop,
Yeah.
and police are starting to look around because, well,
Yeah.
there is a alleyway, but yeah, did you know the exact address? It's
Probably not. I just said an alleyway close to whatever landmark I could recognize.
you know the street because you know
Yeah.
this area well enough. You know the name of the street, so
Yeah.
you know that this is the alleyway there and there, but doesn't mean that police is automatically
Of course.
able to find it.
Well, if I can hear them coming, I can call out to them.
Yes, you
Officers, over here.
and there are two officers are showing up, batons ready.
Uh, as soon as I see the officers, I realize that they're now in control, and I get off the guy.
The guy is wow. Actually, the few moments that that he was laying on the ground there motionless was obviously to gain strength because he is making a run for it,
Oh
but he's
God.
not gonna get anywhere. It's he's drunk, and
Yeah.
the officers are, unless they botch this role, which they don't know, they can catch him. It's like no, they're just coming up next to him, and actually they start banging with their batons on this guy's head and on his back, and they're banging him to the ground, and the guy stops moving actually
Mm.
after a few beatings. He's just lying there on the ground and he's not moving. And they give him a few more punches, actually.
Mm.
It's not like they're stopping immediately after he's down on the floor. They keep going
Yeah.
and
Um.
going and going and going
Um.
and going and
Jacob.
going and then they stop. That's fun.
Jacob looks at them. He doesn't say anything, but he looks at them with a bit of like with a skeptical look on his face. Then looks to the guy and decides that he's not the one who to like step up against the law. So he just shrugs and gestures towards the young woman in the pressing against the wall. She's over here, officers. I just walked by and then I heard her scream, so I ran back and I found this gentleman, and I use that term lightly, um, in on top of her, ripping her clothes. So I intervened. There she is.
hmm in the meanwhile, well, one of them is listening to your story. The other one is making a call for an ambulance.
Yeah.
And Jacob, make me a perception alertness check, or do you have medicine?
Let me see.
You can choose either perception alertness or perception medicine.
I don't have any medicine, it seems.
Then
So that's
alertness.
perception alertness. Yeah, that's 3 dice. Just a sec. And I fail.
Okay. No, guy is just,
Unconscious.
yeah, no, they just had to knock him down. It's cool.
Yeah. I think it's good that I failed this roll.
Uh, yeah. Well, that really depends.
Oh God. So I show the officer the young woman, and I answer any questions they might have.
They ask random questions. Basically, they're asking exactly what happened, a little bit further into detail with
Yeah.
you taking your personality, like your name, your phone number, your address, saying
Yeah.
that they might get back at you if necessary, and they will then be like, do you need someone to talk to, or are you going to be okay? It seems like they're really not interested in you at that point. It's like
Yeah.
a formality that they need to ask this.
Yeah. Well, I can. I can. It's okay, I says, but I think the young lady might need some more help.
Yeah. We'll take care of that now. Well, then, thank you, Citizen. Was really grateful for your help, and now, please let us do our job. And
Jacob nods and says, "Good night, officer." And then he says good night to the young woman as well. And then he leaves the alley feeling that something is horribly wrong, but he can't really um, pinpoint exactly what it is, I guess. Right?
okay, as you leave the alley, there is an ambulance arriving with sirens blazing. And there are people. There's a second ambulance arriving as well, actually. Um, and personnel is getting out, and the great New York police forces are starting. And well, actually, the ambulances are not from police, so the great police, New York. Help troops. I don't I
Yeah.
forgot the word for it, but they are
Yeah.
taking over and they're doing what they do best,
Yeah.
catching bad guys and assisting nice young ladies. And it's there that we will leave this scene with Jacob, unfortunately, no closer to his goal. This time, now with no fate left in his system and feeling quite the mortal at the moment. And we will end the scene. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Ladies and gentlemen, good night.